Hello everybody, it's the Bricklord here, back with another Ninjago video, and today will be the top 5 Ninjago villains. First, I would like to say let's keep in mind opinions, and these are my top 5 Ninjago villains. I'm ranking them on how much I personally like them, or qualities about them I like, or villain soundtracks, etc. And I would be honored if you guys would leave your list in the comments below. So without further ado, let's get started. Number 5 pick is the Skull Sorcerer. Now, I know this may be sort of a controversial pick on my list, but I have got to say, I love the Skull Sorcerer. I think he is such an excellent villain, and I really like him. First, his design is so cool. It's so dark, evil, and just screams bad. And he's so menacing looking. But enough about the design though. His motives are so unique and evil. He has economic motives, basically where he wants to have Vengestone mined and then sold to a mysterious buyer. And it's something unique that we really haven't had economic motives, but it's fine in the real world to have economic motives, but the way the Skull Sorcerer does it, he does it in the worst possible way by enslaving the Munts and Geckos to mine the Vengestone and then probably selling it black market style, which is so cool for a villain. And the Skull Sorcerer is a villain where it's not a villain that can be redeemed. He has no redeeming qualities. He is just pure evil and is just bad, which I like. Like, don't get me wrong, some villains that have redemption qualities are good, but I also love just a pure evil villain like the Skull Sorcerer. Number 4 pick is Garmadon. Now, I've chosen Emperor Garmadon, but you could also kind of include Lord Garmadon kind of put together with this as well. The main reason I chose Emperor Garmadon is because it's Garmadon's most evil form, and boy, though, was Garmadon excellent. He is such a great character overall, but boy, Season 8 through 10, was he an incredible villain. Garmadon was so menacing in the last part of Season 8 and especially Season 9. He was just so brutal and overall just plain evil. He used all of his just power to basically hold Ninjago City in a fist and just keep them entrapped in fear. He also killed Mr. E and then also threatened to kill Harumi. Garmadon was just absolutely evil, and it was so cool. And also his design looks great. As always, Garmadon has always looked really cool. And he also has a great villain soundtrack as well. Overall, he is such an incredible villain. And it would not be a villain list, I feel, without including Garmadon for sure. I mean, he was just so incredible. Especially the Oni trilogy was amazing for him. So overall, that's why Garmadon was included on this list. Now we are at number 3, but before we move on, once again, if you could, please leave your list down in the comments below. As you guys know, I love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions, and I would love to hear your guys' favorite villains and why they're your favorites. So otherwise, without keeping you waiting any longer, my number 3 pick is Harumi. Harumi is such an excellent villain. Oh my god, is she so menacing. I really loved her whole story of just being a normal kid in Ninjago, and then the Devourer comes in and wrecks Ninjago and kills her family, and she then idolizes Garmadon for destroying it, and so she wants to become evil to punish the ninja for what she feels that they can't control and bring, and she wants to bring back Garmadon to help her, and she's just pure evil. I mean, she just has absolute hatred towards people. She had no feelings for the Emperor and Empress who gladly took her in. Sure, they may not have been the best parents, but at least they tried to help her, and she just brutally ordered their killing and destruction of their home. and didn't care about them. Also, like, messed with Lloyd and made Lloyd believe that she was in love with him, and then basically almost killed Lloyd as well, and did everything to have Garmadon destroy him as well. So overall, Harumi is such a brutal character towards everyone, and she is such a menacing villain, which is so nice. But she also did have a slight redemption at the end of Hunted. So overall, great villain. Number 2 pick is Nauticon. He is absolutely incredible. I will say it now. He is such an amazing, amazing villain. And boy, was Nauticon just evil. I really, really love the concept of a evil genie or djinn as being a villain in Ninjago, and they are so difficult to deal with, and that was totally shown with Nauticon and how menacing and conniving and deceiving he was. But also, he was a force to be reckoned with. Besides his deception, just being in a fight with Nauticon was so incredibly difficult, as we saw many times, because he can just poof away, and also was good in hand-to-hand combat. But Nauticon was so menacing, and I also love his motivation for trying to basically eradicate the ninja, because the ninja took out the cursed realm, which directly affected Nauticon's home realm and basically destroyed and crushed Jinjago, and he wanted revenge for that. And so he was willing to go and basically hunt down and pick off the ninja one by one to use them to resurrect his home world in Ninjago. In doing so, basically trapping the ninja for good and tearing apart Ninjago. Overall, he was such an incredible, incredible villain. Before we move on to number 1, I do have a few honorable mentions. These are villains that either I personally liked or are decent, but they just weren't quite enough for this list. The first one being Pythor. Good character, did his job in Season 1, and helped a little in Season 3, the Overlord and stuff, and overall, good villain, just not enough for this list. Speaking of the Overlord, he's my next honorable mention. He's the classic ultimate evil kind of type villain. I think he's, a standard kind of, villain in a way, but since he's so iconic in Ninjago, I would honorable mention him here. And then also my next one is Unagami. I really liked Prime Empire, as you guys know. I thought Unagami was good, but he did have some flaws. And lastly, my last pick is the Time Twins. I like Hands of Time. Achronix is good. Crux is not. That's why they're honorable mentions. Number 1 pick is Moro. This may be a surprise to some and not to others. I think Moro is an excellent villain and character overall, and I personally think he's better than, say, Harumi and Nauticon. I know some people like them more, and like I said, this is my opinion, but I think all of them on this list are excellent, but Moro absolutely pulls it off. I think he is such an amazing villain, and he was so menacing. I mean, he right away wasted no time of coming out of the cursed realm, and then first motivation, getting the armor and then possessing Lloyd, I think was great. And he was such a force to be reckoned with against the ninja. I mean, the ninja, especially early on, barely stood a chance against Moro, and Moro just absolutely demolished them in every way, in every fight, and his mastery of wind was just incredible, and he showed how threatening it really could be. And also his backstory of Moro believing he was the Green Ninja and basically felt betrayed and wanted to ruin Master Wu's destiny and stop anybody who got in his way and wanted to be the Green Ninja. And he was just so menacing, and then had a great redemptive arc at the end of Possession. So overall, a great villain and great character. And that now concludes my top 5 Ninjago villains video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and once again, if you could, please leave your list in the comments below. I will read them, and I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. And otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, And with running out of too many things to say, I hope you could like and subscribe. That would be much appreciated. And otherwise, I will see you all in the next video. So, bye!